All right, we're doing something wacky today. That's it. There we go. We're going. Um, we're gonna talk about the absolute DC universe. All right. For those who don't know what that is, DC did this thing. They copied Marvel's Ultimate Universe. Is what they did. They made their own separate universe that has nothing to do with the main continuity, except it kind of does. But That's not important right now. It's a brand new, fresh start for everyone. And we're here to talk about the first three issues of the first three absolute DC books. That's Batman, that's Wonder Woman, and then Superman. How do we want to? I guess we're gonna rank them also, but how do we want to? Do we want to start with Batman?
Let's
I
start
was
with
about to
Batman.
say,
Okay, we'll start with Batman. This is Batman's done by Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta. Scott Snyder's the writer, Nick Dragotta's the artist. Um, had to get that out of the way. You gotta shout out the creators. Let's talk about Absolute Batman. I mean, what do you got? What you got? You guys got any pressing thoughts we gotta get out the way here?
It's raw. Alfred's not a butler.
That's true. That's true. He is a.
Batman's gonna fuck you up badly, badly, badly.
I think there's a hospital, but I can't remember which direction it's in or whatever the fuck he says.
That way.
That way, I think. No, that was it's the difference. I guess well, so the big difference. Batman's poor. Um, that's like the major difference from regular Batman, and I kind of love it because now he's like big. He's a chunky man, and also he's got all this like fun technology, but not the normal Batman technology where it's like I spent $2 billion to make a mech suit. This is more like my chest emblem turns into an axe because I need an axe, and I'm like, yeah, all right, that makes sense. Like,
I'm a construction worker and I stole a dump truck.
yeah, like he's like, I stole a dump
Yeah.
truck and then made it bat themed, and I'm like, right on, dude. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. So I think that's really fun. And his mom's still alive, which is also very different. She hasn't done a whole lot yet. I'm sure she'll probably die or something. Maybe
oh no,
not.
yeah, she's definitely probably going to get hurt at the very least,
Oh
considering
yeah,
She's a dead woman.
she's
Alright.
trying to be a politician.
in Gotham of all cities
Yeah.
to be a politician.
Batman was like, listen, ma. Relax.
She's like, I'm an adult, son. I can be a politician. And Batman was like, oh, okay. Meanwhile, the party animals, also known as Black Mask's gang of goons, literally just committing terrorist acts across the city, like on a daily basis.
Doing terrorist attacks for his own Bitcoin that he made.
Yeah, well, and then like Alfred says a thing where Alfred's like, he's like, "Yep, they just shot up a hospital," and then Alfred's like, "Why? Why not?" And that's it. That's their entire reasoning behind it. And it's like, oh, okay, so they're crazy. There's something in the Gotham water. All right, I don't know what it is, but everyone is insane. Also, the Joker. The Joker was referenced at the very end of issue one.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked about him since. So
Yeah.
he's. I don't think he's going to be do anything for the rest of this arc, which Scott Snyder has said goes to issue 6. So we have 3 more issues left in the first arc. I don't even. I honestly I don't know how it's going to end. I truly do not know. Like, is Batman going to catch the Black Mask, or is the Black Mask going to like get away? I really don't know. Because now they made a deal. That's what happened at the end of the 3rd issue. They made a.
I think they're gonna trap him. Or try to. Or like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think. I think Batman's going to realize he fucked up and should not have made that deal. Obviously, I mean that's kind of the obvious.
He's gonna get jumped and captured or some shit.
Potentially, and I cannot wait to see how that goes. Nolan, you already mentioned it, but I like this Alfred. This Alfred is fun because he's like
Yeah,
just a secret agent.
he's like a secret agent. I think he's a mercenary as well. but they haven't really like revealed what organization he works for, obviously, or
Yeah, he works for some company. That's really all we know. Like some secret organization, and they're telling him to like leave or whatever. Or maybe not necessarily leave, but they were like, "We might pull you out of Gotham soon." And Alfred was kind of like, "No, but I could help the Batman," which is an interesting.
yeah, he wants to use Bruce because he recognizes that he is pretty smart
Yeah,
because he's insane man running around in a bat costume and he's still alive after the first day. So
yeah. Well, and then when Alfred in issue 2, just the fantastic sequence where Alfred's like, "That's it, he's caught, bro. They got him. There's nothing he can do." And then Batman fucking burns the bat symbol into a building, like, or the
yeah,
not a
the
symbol, but
building
the
he was
mask.
hiding out in, yeah.
Yeah, he fucking just
Batman AF.
Batman AF, dude. There's no retreat. It's just an advance forward. I was like, that's great. That's some good shit. Also, I really shout out Nick Dragotta on the art. I like the art a lot. It's very pretty. The faces are weird. Nick Dragotta always has weird faces. I mean, I like his faces, but they're always a little odd looking on certain characters. I think. I don't know if you guys think that, but
I mean,
like Bruce, kind of like
they do look kind of strange, but I didn't
They're
think it
kind
was
of
bad.
goofy.
it's just
mean,
that's
they're-
how he does it. So
They're not really detailed,
no, they're very like a lot of things are detailed, but the faces are not. I don't know. They're odd.
And that's
Nick Dragotta's
okay.
faces are. a little
I
weird.
love it. I love it. It's
He-
okay.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, most comic book people know Nick Dragotta's art from East of West, which is a fantastic sci-fi like Western book, and he does really exaggerated faces in that, and it's fun to see. So I think we might end up getting some of that, especially with like Black Mask when he has like his mask on. He already kind of looks crazy with the mask on. So when maybe him and Bruce fight, we'll start to see some of that. Also, Black Mask is crazy. I like Black Mask a lot. That's a fun villain to start with. I think it's more unique than being like the Joker's here, guys. It's like, no, all right, you're gonna fight the Black Mask. I'm like, oh,
You're gonna fight this crazy motherfucker.
yeah, who's just like slitting the throats of the mobster families. Yeah, he's just completely taking over Gotham.
It's like the Maronis. Ooh, I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, Maronis. Black.
Dead immediately. I also think it's really interesting the setup or the potential setup of other villains where they're all Bruce's friend. Like he's childhood friends with Harvey Dent, Edward Nygma, Selena Kyle, like Oswald Cobblepot, and then what is Killer Croc's name?
Yeah, I always forget Killer
Why am
Croc's
I
name.
forgetting? I feel so bad because I really like Killer Croc in the Absolute Universe so far. He's not Killer Croc. I like him in the Absolute Universe. I can't remember his name. But he's friends with all of his childhood villains. And Oswald's already in the mob. Loosely. They've talked about how he's kind of already doing like
He
shady
does something.
shit. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to get Penguin sooner than later. Harvey is a DA. Or not a DA. He's like DA's assistant or whatever. Boy is cooked.
Something like that.
Boy is cooked. He's not making it out of that job.
He's really cooked because Bruce had him investigate the party animals on his own.
There's
Yeah.
potentially, and
Ultra cooked.
and I noticed when he was doing that, he was like going into a courtroom. So there could be some acid splash going in Mr. Harvey Dent's face sometime soon. And then Edward is a little weird, but he's also building an AI named the Riddler. So maybe Edward won't be the bad guy, but his AI robot will be the bad guy, which I think is an interesting. That's fun. I like that. I also like that Bruce is like asking the Riddler question. I think that's what they call the AI, right? I'm not stupid.
It was spelled like the Riddler, but I think it was like some kind of
It's an acronym, but it's
yeah,
something where
acronym.
when it happens, you'll be like the Riddler, So I enjoy that. It's fun. That's a new take on the Riddler that I'm interested in seeing where that's gonna go. We haven't gotten a lot of Catwoman. She has not appeared as an adult yet, so
we've only got
She'll
her
pull up.
flashbacks.
I was gonna say I think she might be the first one we actually see as like a bad guy. Like I think there's a high chance I think Catwoman herself appears basically as soon as Black Mask is out of the book or dealt with. Same with Joker. I think there's a high chance we have to deal with
Both at the same time.
maybe. I really don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen after the Black Mask because nothing's really been like. There hasn't been any like major setup for like the next villain after Black Mask, so I don't know.
And you got all the absolute nonsense going on in the background.
Well, none of that matters, all right, because these books are not connected in any way yet.
Not yet.
In
I don't know. Alfred's organization might be connected.
Well, that's Al. I mean, listen, Alfred. I mean,
We'll see.
you think he works?
Especially
for,
with
I
Superman.
was gonna say.
I don't think he works for the people who captured Superman. Maybe he works for like a similar group.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I could
don't know
see
for
that.
sure. He seemed a little tech for them. Because in the
Well, yeah,
Superman comic, they had like laser rifles and power armor and all that nonsense.
They're doing crazy shit. But I guess, do you guys have any thoughts on Batman before we go to Wonder Woman? Because Wonder Woman is next.
No, it's cool.
Stewie?
Yeah, no, I think I said all I needed to say.
All right. Absolute Wonder Woman is written by Kelly Thompson and drawn or illustrated by Hayden Sherman. I'm gonna get it. I love the Wonder Woman art. I love the way this book looks.
Yeah, I think the art's definitely the best for Wonder Woman.
I think it's
pretty
really
great.
pretty. It's got that like mythology vibe, you know, it's the best way I can describe it. Like it's got the vibe that I want it to have. And I've enjoyed Wonder Woman a lot. It's a lot more like forward than the other ones, I think. Like she's dealing with one thing, like where Batman's kind of like, I mean, Batman's just dealing with the party animals, but it's like clearly a couple days or maybe even a couple weeks has passed in between each issue of Batman. With Wonder Woman, it's like her origin and then just her fighting the Tetracide and whatever the other things were called, the jobbers.
The Harbingers or whatever.
Harbingers, yeah. Also, she's from Hell. That's the twist. There's
Some
no
crazy shit.
there's no Amazons. She's from Hell, and she was raised by Cersei.
Yeah, she is supposedly the last living Amazon,
Yes.
but
But
we only
She's got the
have
blood,
an
but not
asshole's word for that.
well, I was gonna say Cersei can't even say the word Amazon. She's like cursed to never speak the word Amazon. Which is interesting. I actually really like Cersei. I've enjoyed
She
all
was
the
cool,
stuff
yeah.
with Cersei. She's a fun mom. And she's a fun like interpretation of Cersei as a goddess. I like all the Hell Island stuff because we just got it with like Steve Trevor, where Wonder Woman fucking cuts her arm off to use as like a sacrificial lamb to send Steve Trevor back to Earth, which is like, what a badass. No thought. She just chopped it off. And then she's got like a dope metal arm, and then that gets broken. Or a dope magic arm that gets broken, and then she puts on like a pirate's like the equivalent of what looks like a shitty peg leg, you know, like I don't know. It's
ramshackle.
It's very ramshackle, and it's just been her being a badass. She's got a big ass
It's
sword,
pretty great.
fucking cloud buster sword, and a cool like hell rope instead of like a regular lasso. Like she's got a cool red rope.
Yeah, she said it was like blessed by someone, but I forget who it was.
I do as well. And then she's
But
just
it was
fighting a demon.
blessed by her,
And
yeah.
the Tetracide, let me say, the Tetracide is crazy.
It is
Yeah.
nuts. Like nuts.
It kills you in 4 ways, and the first is by mind controlling you, and then it like draws you into it where it like eats you or something. Like I was like, holy shit, like this is insane. And the last issue ended with Wonder Woman casting a spell to make the entire city deaf so they cannot hear the Tetracide, and I was like, oh, that's really smart actually. Like that's okay. And I'm interested to see how she's gonna, I don't know, chop it into little bits or kill it. I don't know. Like she's got a big sword, so That's what you do with swords. What do you
That
guys
is
think?
what you
That's
do.
what you do with swords, right? I mean,
I,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish the humans could do something, or she could do something with the humans,
do they
or
bring out a
Pegasus
nuke?
is. I mean, Pegasus might have a nuke or something.
Pegasus is
Yeah.
cool. Looking.
Hellfire or whatever the hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Pegasus is crazy. I mean, I guess they're deaf, so it might make things a little harder. But Barbara Minerva just showed up, and so she might know what's going on.
I don't know who
Barbara
that is.
becomes Cheetah.
Oh,
So
that's
she's
an
a,
op.
yes, right. Which is why it's very interesting that she was in the last issue. And she's like a mythology expert. Like she says Amazons, and then she calls Wonder Woman. She's the first person to call Wonder Woman Wonder Woman. Which is,
Oh, her.
yes. So she maybe will eventually turn into Cheetah, but for now, I think she's gonna be a good guy.
Okay.
And I'm very interested to know what the Tetracide is, where it comes from, like what the whole thing is. Because I mean, I assume it's definitely gonna reconnect back to the Greek gods in some way. But I'm assuming with the setup of like the Greek gods banishing the name Amazon, like all of that work, like I think it'll connect back to them, and then that'll be like a big plot point. But I guess I could be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that just makes sense.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
I don't know either. Stewie, what do you got?
This is my first time reading a Wonder Woman comic.
I mean, like you said, I do think the whole like demon or hell monster incursions is gonna tie back into the gods. I think they like maybe they curse her. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Could see
You
that.
guys
Yeah.
just
I don't know. This is the one book where I'm like, because Batman and Superman, I think, are very, not that they're cliche or anything, but like, as someone who's read way too many Batman and Superman comics, like I think I can get an idea for them. You know, like I don't know exactly what's gonna happen in them, but I'm like, yeah, okay. But with Wonder Woman, and I've read a decent amount of Wonder Woman, but with this, I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, I don't know where we're going with this. So I'm not really sure. I will say real quick. I meant to say this when we were talking about Batman. Stewie, we called that shit. We made him poor. Okay, for the 5 viewers,
Yes.
if you watch me and Stewie's video about our Ultimate DC Universe, we made him poor first. Okay, we did that. All right. Just saying. Maybe they should hit us up or something. You know what I mean? It remains to be seen. Wonder Woman. Maybe my Wonder Woman pitch was onto something. Also, we'll have to see as the months go on. But you guys got any more thoughts on Wonder Woman?
It's cool. I'm excited for the next chapter, issue, whatever.
You can call
Yeah,
it works.
I'll say I enjoyed it more than Superman. Not that Superman was bad. I don't know. I enjoyed the
Yeah.
straightforwardness a little bit more.
Okay.
Superman had a lot going on, and it still has a lot going
Superman
on.
does have a lot going on. I guess we can get to Superman, which is written by Jason Aaron and illustrated by Rafa Sandoval. Shout out to Superman art. The art for all of these books is fantastic.
Fucking
The
nuts.
Superman art
Yeah.
is super good, especially with the colors. I don't know who the colorist is off the top of my dome, but Superman is gorgeous. And it's the slowest one so far, I think.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, it is definitely a lot slower than the other two.
yeah.
It starts off fast, but then it slows down.
Well, the first issue is like, like you get a bit of Krypton explaining like the class system of Krypton, which I really
A lot of world
enjoyed.
building.
Yes, there's a lot of world building for Krypton. They say like Superman symbol is actually the symbol of like the lowest class on Krypton, like the fucking miners, which is I really like that. It's a fun twist on the symbol. And they explain like his parents are smart, and they were kind of higher up, and then they're like, "Hey, Krypton, you're gonna explode," and then Krypton said, "Get the fuck out of here, man."
Nah, man. What?
The Council of
Climate
Krypton said,
climate change ain't real.
"No, for
Really,
real.
what?
Climate change ain't real. Climate change ain't real."
Crazy ass climate change, by the
Oh,
way.
we'll get to it. And
Yeah.
then so that's like half of issue 1, and then the other half is Superman on Earth, uh, basically being like a champion of the oppressed. Like we find the Argus. I think it's Argus, right? That's what they call it.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I read the first issue. Argus does sound familiar
No,
though.
no. Argus is another DC thing. It's Lazarus. The Lazarus Company.
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
They are like basically they're doing what Krypton was doing, where Krypton, like on Krypton, they're like hollowing out Krypton for fucking rocks, and then that's what Lazarus is doing on Earth. And so Superman shows up and he like saves a bunch of people and stops them because there's a bunch of like peacemaker guys. Like that's just what the Lazarus guys are. They're like peacemaker soldiers. And then he punches them, and he's got like weird sun powers. Like his suit is like alive, or it's like an AI. I don't know what's going on with the suit yet.
To do.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. It's got a name. I can't remember. I think it's like Soul or something. And
Yeah.
it's alive, and it's got like goopy sun energy powers, and like Superman runs out of sun energy, so Lois Lane captures him, and then issue 2 is basically all Lois Lane and Superman fighting Peacemaker people, and then Superman just beating the shit out of them, which is fun. And that ends with, I think, a Brainiac tease, because they kind of show like the head of Lazarus, and he's like a green guy. So I'm assuming it's either Brainiac or Green Lex Luthor, which we talked about, like
Baldy boy.
because he was bald and Brainiac's bald. And I think it would make sense for it to be Brainiac or some form of Brainiac.
Yeah.
I don't know. It remains to be seen. I like Lois Lane though. She's like a Lazarus
Yes.
soldier.
Agent Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Agent Lane. She's fun. She starts to question it. She's like, oh, the Superman guy is actually, he's kind of a chiller. Like, wait a second. And also, she's like, he's kind of hot. Also, I guess real quick, the big twist of Superman, if you're watching this and you don't know, is that he doesn't leave Krypton until he's like 10 or 11 or something.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like
totally-
he's like a teenager basically by the time he
he's
leaves.
like Supergirl's age when Supergirl leaves Krypton, basically, which is a fun twist. Because then we get to issue 3, which is all about climate change on Krypton. With shout out Jor-El and Lara. That's his mom's name, I think.
Uh-huh.
Any insight from you guys would be great, right?
I don't know their name. I don't know their name.
Yeah, I'm
Laura,
not good
it
with.
is Lara
names.
L. Okay, why am I questioning my knowledge? I'm a nerd. It's Jor-El and Lara L. Okay, that's their names. Badasses. All right.
No, they're fucking awesome. That
Yeah.
fucking I want to see our Superman get this Iron Man esque fucking.
Like Super Saiyan shit. Like yeah, she gets
Yeah.
a crazy. I mean, nobody images on screen, but she gets
His mom.
she kills people.
Yeah, she kills people when she has to rescue Jor-El.
Jor-El, yeah, because he gets
Because
arrested.
he gets arrested by the do they have a name? They
It's
just call
the
them like
council,
protectors
yeah,
or
it's
something.
The protectors of the council or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, he gets arrested by the cops basically.
Because he's
Just for like going to like Cal school, by the way, and like telling them that the world is going to end.
Yeah, he's like, hey guys, the world's blowing up, and they go to jail. You're going to jail. The rest of your family's on high alert as well, and it's like, damn, okay. So they're really fun, and they say at the end of the issue that they built a ship big enough for a lot of people.
No, just for them, like their family, right?
Or their family, but they state that like they're gonna try and get like their neighbors or stuff. Like they're not
Yeah.
gonna just leave with them. Like they're gonna grab a couple other people, I think, which tells me that it's gonna end very poorly. Probably next issue. I don't think it's gonna work out very well for the L family.
No.
I have a suspicion that only their child will make it to Earth. I think the rest of them are cooked. Maybe.
I feel like that that shit's gonna get like shot down, and then they're gonna
Yeah.
use an escape pod.
Because the suit, I think, acts as a. I think the suit can transport him through space. And then they
Oh.
also built his suit. Because that's what he said when Kal-El or Superman sees it. He's like, did you build that to like get me out of here? And then that's when the reveal where they're like, no, like yes, we built this to help you, but also big ass fucking ship, you know. So maybe I'm wrong, but we'll find out. I don't know. I've been liking Superman. I thought the first two issues were a little slower, but I really liked 3. I thought 3 was fantastic, with like the whole Krypton backstory.
I love it. I love it all.
And then Superman, like, being a writer on Krypton is like really, I don't know, I really like that. That's really fun to me because obviously he writes on Earth, but like it was cool to see him also being a writer on Krypton and like writing about how the planet is fucking exploding in his backyard. Like he's on a school field trip and there's just giant rocks jutting out of the ground and people are dying. And then
Or that time when he goes on a camping trip and then his dad gets like 1,000-yard stare.
So I was like, oh, the planet's dying.
Dude, yeah, he's tweaking.
No, it's like it's really bad. Krypton is cooked, and then we do learn at the end of the last issue that the council and basically the rich people have fled the city. Like they built their own spaceships and they left.
They gone.
Which tells me that I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna assume Councilman Zod is like the leader of them or something. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and assume we're gonna get a Zod later.
That would, yeah.
Yeah, like, which I think will be really fun. I'm also very interested. I don't know if you guys are interested. I want to know what his what Superman's origins on Earth are, because we see at the end of the last issue, we see like Martha Kent dying in a hospital room, and then we see like the Kent farmhouse has been destroyed, and there was a photo of the Kents and Superman as like a teenager.
My baby boy.
Yeah, well, and then she's like, my boy, my angel, or whatever she says. So I'm very like, I want to know. I mean, I guess they raised him until maybe he was like 20 or something, because he looks like he's in his early 20s, but I'm interested in that aspect of his origin, because that's very different when you land on Earth and you're like 12 and you've watched your planet explode compared to when you're 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is why he's kind of he's not an asshole. He's definitely still Superman, but he's like, listen, he's got an
He's a lot less sympathetic.
Yeah, he's not like nice. He's like, God, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of these people.
Like he berates Lois in
Yeah.
the middle of a street in the second issue for like a solid few panels. And argues with her.
People keep bringing up that he has an accent, which is interesting. Like Lois was like, that's a weird. Like she was like, he talks weirdly, and I guess it's because he's a fucking alien, Like I guess.
Hey, that do it.
Which is fun. I'm like, that's interesting. Like, because I don't think they've ever talked about that in regular comic books, that he's like, or that like Supergirl or Zod sound different. They always just kind of like no one ever mentions that. So I was like, that's neat. But what do you guys think is happening next in Superman?
I mean, he's gonna get hunted.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I think next chapter is mostly gonna be about Krypton again for the beginning.
I hope.
And then we go back and get back to Lazarus, because the last time we saw Lazarus, they were gunning down people again. So he's probably gonna, I think he's gonna tweak a little bit. I think he's gonna start like getting actually upset.
He is Albert's son, though.
Yeah, he is.
So maybe
Forgot about that.
Or he's low on it or whatever.
How the hell does he recharge it?
I think if he just chills out.
Yeah,
Like if he just like sucks up energy from the sun.
It's like a solar thing, I'm pretty sure.
He's like a plant. It's genuine. I mean, that's how it works in regular comics. It's like, as long as you just kind of like chill for a little bit, the sun, like he gets his energy back. But he's probably gonna go help those people because he's Superman, obviously.
Yeah, and he's still an alien that's stronger than humans and can fly, right?
Yeah, but they're wearing the power armor.
They do have Peacemaker power armor with laser guns. I think it's funny they're all peacemakers, by the way. I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure the suit was telling him that, like, yeah, the laser guns can't hurt us. You keep standing there. You don't
Yeah,
fight back.
I think so. Because
could
at
be
first he was like,
misremembering
"Oh,
now.
no, I'm not gonna. I don't want to punch him," and the suit was like, "Please, please beat the shit out of them, or we're going to die. Like, or we're gonna get captured, and then they're gonna experiment on you or whatever." But so you already said you liked Wonder Woman more than Superman, but so we'll start with you, Stewie. What is your ranking of the absolute books here?
Uh, Obviously Batman's on top because I'm still the most interested
Okay.
in that because I want to see what happens to Black Mask. I want to see how badly Batman's about to get obliterated here because he took his deal to get more money.
Yeah.
Because Alfred was telling him, like, hey, you need money if you're gonna if you're gonna want to do this. You're gonna have to like gear up.
Lock it in.
So yeah, Batman at the top, and obviously Wonder Woman at the second, and then Superman third.
Okay.
I do think I don't know, I might change my ranking depending on how they end. Obviously,
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
I'm
they're
still-
supposed to go forever. They've
Yeah.
all the writers have talked about at least. I read in an interview with Scott Snyder. They're all the three here are signed on for at least 2 years, which would be about 24 issues. And they'll probably go past that, but we've got at least 24 issues in the tank.
Hell yeah.
So you got anything else there, Stewie? I just wanted to cut in and say we got a while.
I was just gonna say depending on because Wonder Woman is interesting. I do find it the characters more compelling than Superman. But depending on if they keep doing like the Hell Invasion stuff, I feel
That's
like
fair.
unless they shake it up, I might get.
No, I agree
I
with that.
I still like it, but I'm gonna need something else. I feel.
I think the Hell Invasion's coming to an end. I think we have 1 or 2 issues left of Hell, or what, the Tetracide or whatever, and then I think we're gonna get to the.
Yeah, they're gonna tie it up.
Yeah, I think so, because it's been going. I mean, it's already been going on 3 issues, and there's not really a
What
lot.
else could they do?
I was gonna say there's not a lot to the Tetracide as a villain either, so that's why I want to like. I agree. I want this too. It's fun. But
It's just
I would like it to happen.
that she made it seem like a really big deal, and it is. And I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like, this seems like a lot. Are
I
we gonna
think-
do this in our like issue?
Well, because I think she mentions where she's like, "Who sent you?" or "What awoke you?" So I don't even think that's like the. This is like
Yeah, it's-
stopgap.
She
2.
said it's gonna keep getting worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she-
like, I think we're gonna keep dealing with the Hell Invasion, but I think we're gonna move on from the Tetracide pretty soon here to go. And I think there'll be a break before whatever the next step of it is, but. I'm with
Probably
you.
like a massive horde. I don't know.
Dude, who? I have no idea. But Nolan, what's your ranking of the?
So
book?
my ranking is the same, but it definitely can change because I love Superman. At
Mhm.
first, I like Superman more than Wonder Woman, but issue 3 of Wonder Woman was nuts. But issue 3 of Batman was nuttier.
Yeah.
You know. And Superman was great. I think issue 4 of Superman is going to be wild as long as they, I mean, wrap up the Krypton stuff. I think.
I think soon. Yeah, I don't see Krypton going.
Well,
like-
because he's gotta save Pop, you know,
yeah,
and then get the fuck out of there because they're gonna hunt him down, you know.
yeah. I think if we get another, like, if issue 4 is all Krypton, I feel like that'll be like the end of Krypton. Like, I don't see it going much longer because like that shit is in the process of blowing up. So.
Yes.
I think it's coming to a close. My ranking is also the same. That's the Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman here, I guess. Although Superman issue 3 I thought was the best one of Superman, and if it keeps up like that,
Yes,
then I definitely see it. I definitely will like it more than Wonder Woman. But there's something about Batman. There's just something
Crazy.
fucking, I don't even know, like, I don't know how to properly describe it, but it's it's just one of those things where I'm like, yes, like every page is like, yes, this is exactly what I want to see because it's just crazy. And it's interesting, and I mean, they're all interesting and they're all different and unique, but like, I think it's just because it's Batman. Everyone likes Batman, you know? He's just that guy. Like, you can't not like Batman.
Dude, yeah, he's just great.
Batman AF.
And the the twist of everything, especially with his friends, is
Yeah.
nuts. Everything's nuts about it, and it's fresh. And that's
Very
a good
fresh.
thing. It's like all of them are very fresh, I think.
I do think, and maybe this is partially it with Batman. Batman, I think, has given us the most to sink our teeth in. Because
For
Wonder
sure.
Woman, I mean, we have Cersei, which I really like Cersei, but it's really only Cersei and Steve Trevor, and we just got Barbara barely. So there's not a lot of like side characters or like, you know, it's Wonder Woman's just kind of been fighting, and then Superman,
Yeah, she's just been saving the day pretty much.
right? And Superman has like, I really like his parents in this absolute universe, but we all know they're dead. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, man, your parents are so, because I'm like, oh, they're gonna die. Like,
Same with Batman's mom.
but she's alive though. She's currently like, she might not die. I think she's probably fucked up. I think if I'm gonna shoot a guess out here for Batman, I'm gonna assume, because issue 4 again is year 1, so it's gonna be all flashbacks or whatever. But then I think in issue 5, because he agreed to take like a week off or 2 weeks or whatever it was, I'm gonna guess his mom's gonna get shot by the party animals like during that week, and he's gonna lose it. Is my assumption.
Yeah.
Because big no to making deals with criminals, Bruce. That's fucked up, man. Okay, he needs to learn his lesson. I think as a Batman guy, like you can't do that. You cannot make money deals with people like the Black Mask. So I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen in Batman. But with I'm shocked our ranking